Hey guys, welcome for those who are new, and welcome back for those who have been seeing this channel for a while. My name is Sima. I am 36 years old woman living in between Paris and Almaty, which is in Kazakhstan. And for more than a decade, I used to work in fashion, and now I work in wellness. I run my not really run because I'm here now for for quite some time, and I own a cafe, wellness cafe, back in Kazakhstan called Shushu. That's practically my business, and this is something that occupies like 50% of my time. And this video is something that I didn't expect it to share, and I'm gonna tell you I'm not sharing the same thing on Instagram. And here I am way more open, and I kind of love to talk to myself this way. It has this therapeutic influence on me, and here we go. I am bringing to you something that I was preparing for, but I wasn't really like crazily expected that. Since I'm 36 years old in Kazakhstan, it is an age when you are quite old already, and I have no don't have my own kids. I am legal guardian to my siblings, to my younger sister who is already 19, and my younger brother, he's 14, and it's been like that for 4 years now since my our mother passed away in 2021. So I'm kind of not a new person to parenthood, but I am totally wasn't um, like very deeply thinking of one day maybe I will become a mother. Um, it also back there it's common thing that people who don't know you, they might very rudely ask you, why don't you have kids? You are 36, and it's um, quite an age for start of motherhood. But I wasn't really concerned about that. I was never concerned about my age, and moreover, my family never pushed me into anything. Even my mother, when she was with us, she maybe mentioned once or twice saying that could, um, I wish I could, you know, babysit your kids one day. But that was it. I know there's like other people having much more pressure than I ever did. So, anyhow, I think all of my last past 5 years, I was kind of preparing for this moment, and everything just came along. So, long story short, I am 7 months pregnant, and I am just so not overwhelmed, but I still can't believe it myself. And when I explain it to people, like, yes, I got pregnant, and this is what happening to me now, still can't soak it all and can't believe myself. So let's get started and dive into this big new chapter of my life, and I am so ready to share. So the context is that after years of chaos and like losing my parents, I lost my mom in 21, and then we lost our father in 2022, and they have just 1 year apart. It was just so much. It was too much to absorb, and it was just too much to go through. And honestly, I haven't really at that really moment I wasn't really thinking that one day I will have my own kids. I was just trying to not really recover, just was trying to go passed through this. And even now, it's just been 4 years after those events in our family. I can't say that I'm feeling better or fully recovered, because it's something that you don't get used to it yet. Let's say you just, the pain just gets softer. So to me, the whole story about motherhood was like, do I really ready? Do I really need that? Because, well, I have my siblings, and they give a lot of experience to me, both of them, because one of them is a girl, the other one is a boy, and where they started to live with us when they both were in their very teenage, like in the middle of their teenage years. And I mean, this is something, this is a challenge. And especially with my younger brother, who is 14 now, it's been quite a roller coaster. Anyhow, I think all of this year, like last 5 years, when I really started to dive into wellness, when first I lost weight, I share about that a lot. Here's the video you can watch on my weight loss journey. I lost over 25 kilos, and it happened in during COVID. And right after that, I started to work out for real. Like I actually had a membership at the gym, but I never actually used it. And in 2021, I think, or maybe at the end of 2020, I got myself a membership, and I actually committed 3 times a week going to the gym and working with a trainer. And this is how it all began. I was eating very clean, I was working out, I was taking care of myself, and everything just like changed, um, step by step. Like I stopped drinking alcohol, uh, eating sugar, eating processed food, and everything just like, honestly, even your surroundings, like people you hang out with, even that changed. So to me, I think I started to get ready to my pregnancy 5 years ago. And that wasn't the purpose. I was just wanting to get healthier, and I wanted to feel myself better, and I wanted to actually start loving myself for the way I am. And it's honestly, it happened only back then. So now, seeing, like watching back, I understand that all of this happened for a reason. And after my parents passed away, I was working super hard because I was just needed something to run away to, like to have my own reality and like forget about the things that happened to me. And I even managed to launch a new business, and which is the business that I have now. And I'm so grateful, because this past 3 years was very uh, not hectic, but I work hard, and I built a team that allows me to be here in Paris now, which I am super grateful to for. And it's just little by little become the environment when I can feel myself way softer than I felt. Because back then, in like when everything that happened to my parents, everybody around was telling me, you have to be strong, Sima, you have to stay strong, you are the only, like the oldest in the family, you have to run the family, you are the manager of the family, like you have so much responsibility, you have to do that. And it's just felt so much. And only now, starting from this April, let's be honest, started at the beginning of this year, when we actually decided that we want to try. I felt like I can actually start thinking of myself. So long story short, a year ago, more than a year ago, in 2024, I consulted with my sister who's a nutritionist, and she sent me to the checkup. I went through a lot of procedures, not procedures, but a lot of labs. Like I took a lot of labs. I went to see gynecologists. I went to see endocrinologists. I went to see a lot of doctors just to prove myself that oh, actually, it's part of the journey. You have to see those doctors when you get in ready. But I just wanted to see for myself that yes, I am so much ready and I was preparing for that. And I've been into wellness for so long that there is nobody, all these people have to confirm me that I am very much ready and I am in a perfect shape. Uh, so the labs were good, and doctors confirmed everything that my sister said, and she says you are in the best condition ever, and you have to actively start trying. And honestly, I never tried that before. I mean, honestly, 100%. Me, with my husband, we never tried before, and we were just like thinking maybe after this or maybe that. And after my parents passed away, he started to like raise the question maybe we have should have our own kids, and we had a lot of fights around that because I was saying that I'm not ready. I need to recover. I need to feel better, and I am so not so not into thinking of myself as a like a role mother. So uh, this is how it all started. So in April 2024, I went through the checkups, and I remember seeing one of the doctors, the gynecologist. I've been seeing three, I think, of them, and she told me, "Well, you're 30." I was 35 already at that back then, and she said, "This is, I mean, quite a number. You have to prepare yourself that maybe it won't work out, and you might be considering other things. For example, that could be injections, that could be eco, that could be also, I don't know how it is in English, but it's something that when there's a procedure to like flowing the tubes uh, to get things through, you know. But she said, I'll give you like 6 months. If nothing gonna happen, we have to start actively. And I was like, I'm not going to start actively doing anything. If this is not going to happen the natural way, I'm just not gonna push it. And that was my that was my point, and I told it to my husband. I said it to the doctors, and like, if nothing gonna happen during like next year, we will just never see each other. You know, like I'm not willing to get this baby. Make me want to be his mother or her mother. So I just sat quietly, waiting for my life to expand, and that's it. So that's how it all started, and that's let me tell you more about the how to say the process itself. So it took us something. I think it took it more than 6 months, of course. My husband was 100% sure that no, just we have to try just one more time, one time, and everything gonna happen. I wasn't sure this way. It's just so crazy how men are, um, how they are full of themselves sometimes. And I was saying, like, even though my labs are perfect and everybody confirmed that I am in a great condition for that, I'm not thinking that this is will happen all like from uh one time shot. Even though I have a very close friend, and she told me like I remember exactly the day it happened, the night it happened, and it did literally happen from one time only. For us, it didn't work this way. I think it took something about 9 months. And after 6 months passed, I was like, okay, so this is the moment that I have to explain myself that maybe I am not going to be a mother, which is fine because there's so many other women out there who going through the same thing as me, and they are maybe struggling, maybe they just already fed up with all that, or maybe just accept it. So I decided to join the team of acceptance, like that's fine. It's just I'm just not for that, and that's okay. I have my family. I have a full family actually, and I'm kind of happy. Saying that kind of happy doesn't really count as happy. So I am happy, and I think on we kept trying, and on the month 9, I think I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna check anymore because I am so tired of seeing this negative test, and this is so annoying, and this is just crushes me all every time I see it, and I am not going to do that. Basta. And in late April, early May this year, I remember that my period was late, which is abnormal to me because it's not something that happens to me. I am very strict even with that. And I use this application called Flow. You can download it. I think they have a lot of free options too. And every time they predict the period starts, it always starts at that day. So I see that nothing happened. 1, 2, 3 days, and I was like, okay, this is actually not something weird. And even the app told me like you are like 2, 3 days late. Consider taking the test. And I was meeting my friend over lunch, and I told her like, wait, I'm gonna go to the pharmacy. I need to get something. And there was the exact same woman in the pharmacy that I used to buy tests from. It was just like almost next door to my cafe. And I went to see her again. I said, can you give me another test? And she's like, sure. And she gave me the test, and I went to the bathroom, and I started to see there was like one line. I was like, yeah, sure, one line, as usual. And I was like thinking, like, I promised myself never do the tests again. Why did I started to do it again? Like, what the hell? I'm just like, this is just pissing me off and like driving me crazy. And then I was thinking, I was wanting to throw to throw it to the bin, and I saw this. There's like second line is appearing. I was like, okay, that's interesting. That's just maybe the test. So I ran to the pharmacy again. I said, can you give me another one? She said, why? Like something wrong with the other one? I said, yeah, but it says it's positive, which is weird. And she said, since she's seen me for like 9 months running for the test, and she said, I'm so happy for you. And she was actually the first person who uh, got to know that I was pregnant. And I went to the bathroom again, and it was the same positive test. And I was like, okay, what should I do now? I mean, that's actually emotional a bit. At that day, at that moment, I was thinking, I have to call my mom. And the next thought, it was like, uh huh, okay, I can call my mom. I should share it with somebody. And I didn't want to share it with my husband over the phone. I knew that he will pick me up at work. And I was having lunch with my close friend Fatima, and I told it to her like, I think I have to tell you something. There's like these two tests, and they're both positive, and she knew that we've been trying for a while. And she said, "Okay, do you still want to go for lunch, or should we do something?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, we just have to keep things normal." And then I texted my sister because she was living in Bali at that time, and she sent me the list of the labs I have to go through, and I couldn't stop flying in my thoughts. Like I was like, is it is it for real? Is it I something that I should scare of, or like how do I supposed to feel now? How do I supposed to feel physically? And yeah, that was that was a little intense. So, and the main reaction was just happened. I'm going to tell you about this now. So the reaction of my husband and my family, and actually I was so much looking forward to see him. And I remember we parked at our house, and I said, "Wait, can you give me the something?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And I put the camera on, and I was like, "Can you hold this?" And I gave him the test, and he's like started to see it, and I was like, "What? For real?" And he's actually a very sensitive person, and which I love. And he started to cry. I didn't. I didn't even cry once over this, but I mean, maybe it's coming. There's like still 2 months, and uh, I think was like the most cute video I ever took, and the most cutest reaction on the news. And then we went to see our kids. See what I'm saying? When we went to see our kids, we went to see my siblings because they were at home, and we told them, and they both like. My sister said, "I knew that because you started to ask more sour." I was like, "What?" Because I love the tea with lemon and was like sugar substitute, and she told me, "You asked for more lemon." I was like, "There's no connection actually." And my brother, he's a very quiet person. He's like have not so much emotion. He said, "Oh, I'm so happy. I hope it's a boy," and that's it. Um, and the next day, I have to drop the. Not really the next day. I waited for a bit. I think we went to see the doctor, and I asked for the doctor to see the ecography, which is scans in English. So ultrasound. I asked her to check if everything is fine and the embryo is like attached. She said, "Yeah, everything is fine. Seems like it's getting along pretty well." And I went to see our our director at my work, and told her like, "Well, there is something I have to tell you. There's this coming, and uh, probably I will be leaving you for all alone for quite some time at the end of the pregnancy, because I am going to Paris, and there's like kids will start their school in September, and my sister is accepted to the university, and everything just like came came together. And she got, I think she got scared a little because she never she never stayed a lot all along for that much time. But she said, "I'm so happy." Like she was happy for me. Obviously, she has 3 kids and she knows what it is. And I didn't said anything else to the rest of the team because I wanted to keep it quiet. Who else did I said that? Well, of course, I called my closest friend and tell it to her, and she started to cry. Like all of the people who I dropped the news, they were crying. So she was crying, and she called me, and she explained like the whole thing about her pregnancy and how they started, like how they conceived and how they get got through the pregnancy. And that's pretty much it. I've been quiet about it for quite some time, and I promised myself that I will keep this as a secret for until the first ultrasound, which is like first very important ultrasound out there. And well, except we told to my husband parents, they both started to cry. Yeah. And that's it. I think that's it. So closest people in our family, main person back at work, and that was it. So, and let's get to the point when, yeah, let me tell you about the first trimester. So everybody was why I didn't wanted to tell anybody about the pregnancy, because I didn't want anyone's opinion on that. And mostly people keep saying that, oh, it's so painful, it's so hard, it consumes so much energy, and you will get through the hair loss, you will get fat, you will get that. And just before the first scans, I was sitting at my friend's dinner at her house, and that was like all of my friends from my brother's moms of my brother's friends, and we were sitting together, and one of them told me, do you want to share something? And I said, what exactly? So she said, I said, what exactly? And she said, well, no, I mean, you just unzipped your unbuttoned your jeans. And I was actually looking pretty much the same throughout the first trimester. But I think I ate too much or something, that I wanted to unbutton the jeans. And I said, okay, I mean, since you guys already all sort of know, because I think my brother told to his closest friend, and his closest friend's mother was there. So I said, yeah. And there's like a lot of opinions started to drop. Don't do that, don't do this. Are you afraid to get fat? Are you like, do you think this is what's gonna happen? I could say it's a boy, I say it's a girl. So, so many opinions. And I think in a month we already went to the to the first scans, and thanks God the scans confirmed that even though I am 36 years old, they kept. So we went to the first scan, and it's one of the first most important scans ever, because you get to see with the doctors get to see if there's some sort of pathology. Not sure how to say that, I guess. If anything is wrong with the baby. And I remember that they kept saying that I'm 36, I'm 36. It's just like getting worth with like with the person getting more older, with the woman getting more older. So I was in a risk group uh, throughout all the time, and they sent me to see the doctor called genet- genetics. They sent me to genetics room, let's say that. And she sent me to made any other labs too, and there is like this test called, I don't remember the name, but with that test you get to see the baby's sex, the all those syndromes that are might be happening. And you can do it from like quite early week, I think on week 10 or 11. And I did a test, and it came back all good. And I think I was preparing myself, like if something gonna happen to the baby, it's just, I guess, life. And I have to accept that. But I was relieved when I heard when I saw the paper. So right after the first scan, we had to share it. We shared it with, for example, my husband's brother, with some other friends, with the friends that we 100% knew they will be happy about it, and will be happy for us. But my bum wasn't even showing even a little, because I don't know, due to nature of my figure, of my shape. So when the first trimester started showing symptoms, this was That was challenging actually. I didn't expected that. I didn't vomit. Things that I didn't, but I was going through toxicos. I am so doesn't don't know the words in English for that. So when you feel nausea, like this is also like the English teaching club happening right now. Anyway, so I felt that I'm gonna puke any moment, but I didn't, and I felt just sick all the time, and I wanted to lay down. I didn't want to do anything. I stopped doing making videos. I stopped making videos for YouTube, for Instagram. I was off social media because I had no energy for that. It's just like I don't know. I think it's one of the most important part of the pregnancy when the embryo developing, and you have, I mean, everybody has different pregnancies, which is very important to remember when you start to comparing yourself with other women, which I did and still do all the time. Like how many pounds you gain, how many kilos, and back then I felt like, is this gonna happen throughout all those 9 months? I wasn't really ready for that. But actually, once I passed first trimester and second started, everything is faded away. My energy was back. I started to eat everything that I used to eat before. Although I still do not eat few things that I felt sick from. It's just weird combination of food, but anyhow, I was eating clean. I was working with my nutritionist, with my sister. I kept the same routine, and I even kept going to the gym even at the first trimester. Even it was hard, even it was very challenging, I did it because I knew that I want to keep my body healthy and preparing for my body for the labor, for just carrying the baby, and I want to feel strong and I want to feel confident. And so I did that. I was working with my trainer all over the first trimester and until now. Still working with her, still keeping my diet very healthy, very clean, and that's my priority. And I didn't change anything. I didn't have any cravings, which I say thanks to the fact that I didn't was in deficit before when it comes to the vitamins and all those kind of things. And I was eating clean before the pregnancy for quite a long time. So I think this helped me a lot. I don't have anything like I'm not craving for cheese, I'm not craving for anything weird. And I said it to my husband, like, you get very lucky because other women send their husbands to, I don't know, to another continent to bring something. And I didn't ask you to bring me anything. And that's actually, I think it's a I'm very lucky about that. And I am in my third trimester now, which I always thought this is never gonna happen. It's just taking so long, and it's just been so long. But at the same time, I understand that it's just a pre. Uh, it's a demo, like a demo version of everything that will happen after the I will give birth. So second trimester was brilliant, and I remember how I was started to work, uh, started to be more active at work, and even now I feel the same energy. I'm so grateful for that, and I hope it will keep on the same level to the very end. And I'm due in the beginning of January, end of December, and I am hoping that I will. Actually, I have no expectations. This is what my doula told me. Don't have expectations, and I to try remember that. Yes, I did hire a doula. I was trying to find a doula who speaks Russian and French because during this time I'm 100% sure that I won't be able, or I won't be willing to like translate things. So I want to be very calm and quiet, and I am going through courses that called hypno birthing. I'm not going to that's actually another topic. Let me divide this. So my birth plan is very simple. I don't want to have any intrusions. I am against of epidural. I don't want that. I can explain in other videos why, but just like get through the list. I don't want any injections like oxytocin or something like that. I want to stay at home as long as I can, and only after that I will go to the hospital. I already choose the hospital here in Paris, and I want to give birth in a room that they say salle naturelle, which is like doesn't look the same way as a birth room that we get to see in the movies, and it's just something more more that something that reminds you of home. But again, of course it's not the same environment, but it's kind of close, with a darker light, with a place that you can put candles, with a place that you can put your own music. So I'm going to use all of this, and I wanted to have it natural as possible, and that's pretty much it. And I was looking for this specific hospital here in Paris, which was actually very hard because they are very medicalized here. And I think even back in Kazakhstan it was less pressure, but I want to give birth as natural as possible, and we will see from that. Of course, I understand. Also, I don't want cesarean C-section because, of course, it's only if there would be a reason for that, which I don't know, but I have to, how to say, put my thoughts into the best option possible for myself. But other than that, if it's going to be a case for me, I'm okay with that. But if it's not, I wish I will avoid that. The reason is that I just think that if my mother gave birth to four children naturally, 36 years back, and then like having all of my siblings, I can do the same. I think I have good genes for that. I think I am capable, and I want my baby as healthy as possible. And I know that C-section is something that might influence his future. Not get into it. Let's not get into it because there's a lot of opinions on that. But I just think I am capable, and I want to try my body to sort of like uncover my power. Let's put it this way. So at the end, I want to say that I have no idea what kind of mother I will be. Of course, we all expect that this is not going to happen to us. We will be different. And we discussed this with my husband, like, oh, no, 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 this is not us. We won't allow our kid to have a cell phone until he will be like, I don't know, 16 years old. And we won't allow to see them to see the movie, the cartoons, all of those kind of things. But I do not have, I'm trying not to have expectations. And by the way, it's a boy. I don't think it's a big secret, or it's a big thing to share. I'm very proud to be a baby boy mama. And so what I was saying, yeah, I don't know what kind of mother I will turn out. 100% I don't want to be the mother who talks about their baby all the time. I want to keep the same routine, and I kind of might sound to other moms as a crazy. And I think I told this once to one of my friends, and they said, this is not going to happen. Your life going to change. And I just don't want to listen to anyone. I want to listen only myself, and in my head I want to keep my life as much same as possible. I want to take care of myself the same way I did, and I want to take care of my baby, and I want to be the mother who will what? I don't know. I will try to adapt my baby to my life, which is sounds even more weird, and I know that there would be a lot of from the people who are seeing this. We will see. I mean, I will do another video once I will give birth 3 months after, and I maybe will tell you everything is bullshit and my life is completely different. Of course, my life will change. I will have another role to see myself in. Uh, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to lose myself and my relationship with my husband and my relationship with my family, with my siblings, and with my friends over it. And at the same time, I want to be best mom as possible. I think that's pretty much it. Uh, if you will be keep watching, we will get through this together. And thank you guys for spending your time with me and watching me being a little emotional, sharing with you such a personal and uh, personal and intimate topic in a moment of my life. I never talk about this out loud, and I feel kind of relieved, to share it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.